Hello everyone, I'm Rafael Carranza reporting for the Arizona Republic and AZ Central. Joining me,
I'm Michel Marizco. I'm the senior editor for the Fronteras desk in KJZZ News. And we were here this evening talking with several people who had attended this event where Steve Bannon spoke at the Brian Terry Memorial Foundation dinner. It's an annual event.
Yeah, and so obviously Steve Bannon here was the keynote speaker and the person that a lot of the people here came to see, and he addressed the topic of border security, and in particular how border security influenced the campaign that he worked with Donald Trump. He credited the death of Brian Terry with bringing the topic of border security to the forefront, and subsequently the success that their campaign had in using that to rally their voters and eventually get them to the polls and to victory in the White House.
And it's worth remembering Brian Terry. This was a guy who was very much a almost Superman figure. He was extremely fit. He was a very decorated former Detroit cop, a U.S. Marine. He wasn't just in the U.S. Border Patrol. He was actually in BORTAC, Border Patrol's Tactical Operations Unit.
Team.
Yes, and he was killed in December 2010, about 70 miles south of here, just outside of Nogales. The gunmen were these border bandits, and two of the guns that they had were actually AR-15 variants that were purchased at a gun store in Glendale. Well, it turned out that gun store had been used by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to secrete weapons into the hands of various drug cartels. The idea, this is an Obama administration era operation, was that they would see where these guns would end up in hopes of building criminal cases against people. Unfortunately, one of the people who suffered as a result of this was Border Patrol Agent Brian Terry.
And something interesting about the event tonight also is that in addition to Bannon, who received a journalism award for the coverage for Breitbart's coverage of Fast and the Furious, they also awarded a Prize Courage Award to John Dotson, who's the ATF whistleblower who kind of uncovered the whole thing, the connection between Fast and Furious and Terry's death.
And one of the things that Bannon alluded to that I think was really interesting was the fact that, yes, none of border security mysteries would have surfaced without the death of Brian Terry. But one of the really interesting things that he talked about was the fact that Donald Trump has actually been trying to push towards freeing up some more documents related to this case. If you recall, back in 2012, Eric Holder, then the Attorney General, was held in contempt of Congress for not releasing documents that showed some further connections and some of those more nebulous ties that would have demonstrated just how far up in the food chain of the Obama administration that operation went.
And so, obviously, you had Kelly Ward here, who has been someone that Bannon endorsed, and kind of some of the work that Trump has been doing. Bannon has said that a lot of Republicans are not doing enough to support them, and some of the work that he's trying to do, with this case and with border security and a couple of other topics, he's really pushing for kind of fighting against the establishment. And so it was very significant to see Kelly Ward, who was not only here, but she was the one that introduced him and gave him his award, which is very interesting.
Thank you very much for watching.
Have a good one.